Hey guys, Barney Boy here again today, and we are going to be looking at how to jumpstart a flat car battery. So I'm sure many of you know what jumpstarting a car means. It basically means one of two things. One being connecting some jump leads to a battery that is flat with a car that has a good battery, or actually having a battery pack and starting it without a car, but instead a separate battery terminal. For this one, we're actually going to be using a good car, which is this one here, the brown one, this Fiat 500. That's a good battery. Car's recently been serviced and no advisories in relation to the battery. And this car here on a Suzuki Vitara, early 2000, has a flat battery that needs charging. First thing you want to do is make sure the two cars are parked, preferably off the road or at least near to the curb. Both are in neutral and handbrake up, and both are turned off. Find the bonnet catch. That tends to be maybe under the passenger side at the footwell, maybe under the driver's side at the footwell, or even sometimes under the actual steering wheel. I know on Fords, particularly the vans, the key may actually be under the grille, and you'll actually have a button there and put the key in and twist it. But if you can't find where the bonnet catch is, just refer to the owner's manual. So first thing you'll need is some jump leads. So you can see here you've got one red lead and one black lead. You can see this red one here is pretty dirty. That's because it's been used a lot and it's done me well over the years. And basically make sure you wear some rubber gloves, because sometimes it can be hard to grip things, and the last thing you want to do is be touching a live battery, or there may be some fluid or oil or other chemicals. So the black, this is your negative, and your red, this is your positive, and these get connected to the relevant terminals on the battery. So first thing you want to do, obviously you've got the bonnet open, so we can see here I've already taken this off. This is our positive, plus positive, and it's red, and this is where we want to be connecting the red lead, and either here or any other earth metal is where we want, on the actual engine itself, is where we want to be connecting the negative. So let's get that red lead. We'll put that. There may sometimes be a small spark when you put these on, but that's nothing to worry about. That tends to be when one's connected to the other. But make sure when you're connecting these that the opposite ends are never touching, and also it's best to not have them crossing either. So make sure you take note of that. So we're going to actually connect this negative because it's quite easy. We're actually going to get this on the engine itself, through the battery, So bear with me, just get that on there. That should hopefully be okay. There we go. And make sure these aren't touching or crossed. So that's fine as is. Okay, so they're connected to the good battery. And what we now want to do is connect these to the not so good battery, which is this one here. So again, making sure the cables don't cross, or at least they're kept at the best distance possible. We'll keep them separate. We'll get the positive attached first by moving that out the way and putting this one on here, and then we'll do the same with the negative, making sure nothing's crossing, and we'll just put that on there. Fine, so they're on okay. Then we come through to here, they're on here okay. Let's start up the good car first, and obviously the reason for that is you want to make sure that it's running in idle, and you can sometimes leave it for a minute or two just to make sure that it's getting that charge through. So let's just turn this on and give that a minute. Basically what this is doing is it's providing some charge through the cables from the good battery to the bad battery, and allowing it to charge up a little bit, so that hopefully it should start without issue. So you want to make sure, some quick points to this, is that the cars are as close together as possible. It may be easier to have them side by side. It may be easier to be bonnet to bonnet. And sometimes you may actually find, particularly in BMWs, that the battery is actually in the boot. So we're now in the Suzuki. We can see the cables are there attached. And we're going to try and start this engine. And hopefully it will start first time. We'll just take it slow. There we go. And we can see here, revs look fine, and you may just want to give it a few more revs just to get that engine warmed up, alternator spinning, and get some power in the engine. So we'll just keep that at 2 for a moment, then we'll leave it, and you may want to just keep this engine in idle. So just leave it in neutral, running, and I was quite lucky there. It started first time. If it doesn't start first time, try it a couple of other times, but you may find that if it continues not to start, that you may actually have a more serious issue. And make sure when leaning over the engine, don't lean over the engine if it's all avoidable, because as you can see in there, you've got the cam belt and there's some other belts running, and the last thing you want to do is get a bit of your coat or tie or whatever stuck in there. And let's just disconnect these ones as well. Again, with the rubber gloves, perfect. We'll turn off the good car, no need for that to be on, and there you go. That is how you jump start a car. As always, please like and subscribe, follow my page so you do not miss out on any future videos. Thanks again, guys. Hope you have a good one.